Everyone. Let me thank CBCF Foundation Chair, Congresswoman Terry Sewell, for that beautiful introduction. And I thank CBC Chair, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, and all of the CBC members, all of the award winners, and everyone gathered here for your long-standing leadership and support. As a former, and I consider myself lifetime member of CBC, I am deeply honored to receive this award. For more than half a century, the CBC has not only been the conscience of the Congress, but a conscience of America, fighting for opportunity, for equality, and for freedom. With your help, 75 million Americans stood with us last year on behalf of a stronger America. Stood with a belief in the promise of America. And today the CBC, in the tradition of its founders, confronts an unprecedented but not unfamiliar threat to that promise. The United States Congress has equal power to the executive branch in our constitutional government. And your work, then, is more important than ever, especially as your colleagues bend the knee and fail to uphold their constitutional duty. With each day, we are witnessing a president who has lined his own pockets and those of the super rich while he raises tariffs on the backs of working people, cuts SNAP and Medicaid, ignores science, ends the war on cancer, and deploys the United States military to the streets of America. And let us be clear, we predicted all that. But CBC, what I did not predict was the capitulation. The universities, law firms, media corporations, the titans of industry who have been so quick to kneel before a tyrant. But I'll tell you who refuses to capitulate: the people. When a president with a fragile ego couldn't take a joke and brought down the weight of the federal government to silence the voice of a citizen, folks spoke with their pocketbooks this week, and Jimmy Kimmel is now back on the air. And when Dr. Jamal Bryant issued a call to speak with your pocketbooks, the power of the people was also demonstrated. A time such as this demands that the leaders in this room remind the people of their power. Speak truth and speak with courage, even when you don't have all the answers. A time such as this demands that we win the midterms and enforce checks and balances on this unchecked, incompetent, unhinged president. Yesterday, I had the joy of visiting students at my alma mater, Howard University. You know. And while I was there, I remembered when I was their age. I got to Howard when I was 17. When I was their age, Ronald Reagan was president. And the extreme right wing was hatching the long-term agenda that is being swiftly implemented today. Enhanced today by propaganda and misinformation. And recall, they played the long game, working for decades to take over state houses, gerrymander districts, stack the Supreme Court, and create the radical blueprint currently being used by this administration. As I have written, the current president is their vehicle, but the road was paved over decades by a hot and pungent brew. Ronald Reagan's celebrity, the belligerent discourse of Newt Gingrich, and the nativism of Pat Buchanan. CBC, we have some deep work to do. At first, I would offer we must prioritize immediacy. Focus on the immediate issues that people face, like the rising cost of groceries, housing, and child care. Second, we cannot allow them to gaslight us by suggesting that the powerless and not the powerful are responsible for our predicament. And finally, please let's get over the savior complex, which suggests one individual can save us. Come on. Because Democrats, we have so many stars. We have so many stars, and many of them are in this room right now. You are the leaders who are up for the fight. You are leaders who have courage. You are leaders who speak truth. Leaders who know that at a time such as this, it demands one thing for sure. We must fight fire with fire. So CBC, let's get to work. Thank you.